Friends, today we will discuss about habitat, that is home. Yes, in one word, if we go on for habitat, it is a home. Now how we will discuss what is habitat, what the types of habitat. So let us start with the class. So see, what is habitat? Habitat actually is a home. Now you know you are most comfortable in your home. Clear? So the organism where they feel most comfortable, where they feel most comfortable for their living, where they feel most comfortable for their breeding, that is just like your home, that is called their habitat. So every organism has its own habitat. Like cactus, you know that cactus grow better in the desert condition where there is extremely dry, high temperature, etc. Again, mango grow better in our condition where there is enough moisture, clear, fine soil, etc. So all organisms have their own. Camel live in desert, they have that particular habitat, their habitat is the desert habitat, whereas the tiger live in forest, it is own habitat. So likewise each and every organism has its own comfortable zone where they can live, they can breed, and that is called its habitat. Now what does the habitat constitutes? Habitat constitutes two major things. The component of habitat are the two major things, the biotic and the abiotic. What is biotic? All the living organism. Suppose a living organism is there, suppose a tiger is there. So what is the biotic components in its habitat? All the plants in that forests, all the animals which are living along with it and where from it is getting the food, all the microbes, insects, clear, everything is its the living component of its habitat. So habitat has a biotic component which is the living, which includes plants, which includes all other animals living along with it, and it also includes the microbes. Clear? Because microbes are also living, we know. So microbes are also a part of the biotic component of the habitat. Now another part of the habitat is the abiotic component, like soil. If you see, the desert is the sandy soil, there the cactus grow well, but in clayey soil we know that many plants are there which grow in clayey soil better. So likewise soil, water, there are aquatic plants which are growing in water. There are certain or terrestrial plants, most of the terrestrial plants requires moderate water. The desert plants can live without water. So water is also a component of. Next, air containing oxygen, carbon dioxide, other nutrients which are used, other gases which are required by the living organism, clear, to sustain. So that is its habitat. So air, water, sunlight. If you don't get sunlight, the plants will not grow. So that's a sunlight is an important component for the plant as well as animals. Also, we do lots of work, clear, when there is enough light. So all this is the habitat. So habitat has two basic type of components. One is the all the living organism living along with it, along with that particular organism, and another is the non-living part where the organism lives. The non-living part of it is also called the abiotic components of its habitat. So next we will discuss what are the types of habitat. Now there are various types of habitat. One is terrestrial habitat, that means land. This is the most common habitat we are used to see with, clear. So land, they have varied type of conditions. You can see somewhere you can see mountain, somewhere you can see plain, somewhere you can see sandy soil, somewhere you can see desert, somewhere you can see the dense forest, clear. So there are plenty of conditions here where in the terrestrial habitat, and also the most variety of abiotic conditions also. You will greatest variety of abiotic conditions because various soils, there is various nutrients, clear, air, then water, then light. So various range of abiotic constituents is also there in the terrestrial habitat. Next is the aquatic habitat. These are all organisms living in water, where water is the major part, along with the associated part like gases, respiratory gases, the water within the water, the soil on which the water plants will grow. So all these are the requirements in the aquatic habitat. And another one is the aerial habitat. Aerial habitat, the organism does not live in the aerial condition, but they pass most of their time in the aerial condition, like the birds. Clear? So birds, all birds are having the aerial habitat. So most of the time they are spending in air. So that is called aerial habitat. So habitat may be terrestrial, where the land with soil, water, rocks, air, all these are the land components of land habitat, with lots of plants, animals, microbes, etc. It may be aquatic habitat, where majority part is the water. Obviously the bed is the soil where the water plants can grow, but majority part is the major area is the water, aquatic condition, where the various animals, plants grow. So that is their habitat, along with the various other biotic components. And one is the aerial habitat. In aerial habitat, the organism does not live in that particular habitat, but they spend a large amount of time here in this habitat. So that is called aerial habitat. So all these are the various habitats in which the organism remains. Now today we will discuss the terrestrial habitat. We have already discussed the terrestrial habitat is the having the most variety of abiotic components. Clear? So this is having the most variety of abiotic components, various types of land, rocks, mountains, deserts. So variety of abiotic components are there, forming various variety of habitat. Now terrestrial habitat can be desert, can be it can be grassland, or it can be tropical rainforest. Now desert, zero, very low rainfall. Clear? So very low rainfall there, so there is no plants, the soil is sandy enough. Clear? The plants are very rare. If their plants are there, the leaves are modified to spines. They are mainly the cactus, the camel. These are the plants or animals living there. Cactus, we know they have the thick green fleshy stem which perform photosynthesis, and the fine spines which are the modification or leaves to reduce the water loss. So camels, we also know that camels have long hairs, thick hairy eyelashes, the lips, etc., to prevent the sand in this area. They have the foot, their foot is modified. They can store lots of water. They can store fat in their hump and thus oxidize it to get water. So these are the various ways in the organism living in the desert habitat. Clear? So they are accustomed. So these plants, these animals, all these are accustomed with the desert condition. So desert is their habitat or home. Now next is the grassland. We know grassland, that means they have a moderate rainfall. So there is not plenty of plants, but there are enough grassland. Like in this grassland we find lots of animals like giraffe, zebra. All these are the grass eating animals, wild animals, which live in this grassland, huge grassland in various areas. Now another one is after the grassland we will come to the tropical rainforest. We all know that tropical rainforest, it is the area getting maximum rainfall. Tropical rainforest are the area getting maximum rainfall, and as it is getting maximum rainfall, so there is dense forests. Clear? There are dense forests with lots of plants, and as there are lots of plants, there are lots of animals also. Clear? So tropical rainforests are generally, they extend from the one tropic to other tropic. They extend from one tropic to other tropic, Tropic of Cancer to Tropic of Capricorn. There the equatorial region, there the forest. Amazon rainforest, this is the most important tropical rainforest on earth, and we know that Amazon rainforest is called lung of the earth because it has so many plants that it provides the max 20% of the oxygen which we use on earth. So tropical rainforests have variety of animals. They have snakes, monkeys, various types of animals are there in the tropical rainforest. So these are the various types of terrestrial habitat we have discussed. Next we will discuss later on in the aquatic and the other habitat, aerial habitat.